Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Python's data analysis, pandas for short, right? From what we have in the site, pandas.pydata.org, they claim to be a fast, powerful, flexible, and easy to use open source data analysis and manipulation tool built on top of the Python programming language. Let's go to the about us section. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing the history of how pandas came to be, and you see the timeline that's here below. You can definitely look that on pandas.pydata.org, and they have all these efficiencies that you could definitely see to do, and they have the mindsets that you definitely see below. Now let's go with an elementary how-to. Ladies and gentlemen, right? You already understand how to install packages on Anaconda and pip. No need to thoroughly explain here. They got a bunch of tutorials and books that you can actually look below, as well as some videos to actually deal with. For instance, if you choose to take this route and see how pandas basically operates for your liking. Now, getting started, for those that want to take the elementary route, we will actually dig into the guides here. And the user guide is going to be more in depth. If you want to actually try and dig more into the package by your own self, you're welcome to do so on the site. And for any software computer developers, these two links are there for you to do some plugging and chugging. Alright, so we already had the installation down packed. Now going to the handle, seeing what we see. When working with a table of data such as data stored in spreadsheets or databases, pandas is the right tool. Blah 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 blah. Row, column, data frame, which we basically discussed. Now, reading the table of data and how it actually works, you have your CSV files, Excel files, JSON files, website files. Basically, pandas supports and integrates with many file formats or data sources out of the box. Importing data from each of these data sources is provided by a function with the prefix read underscore whatever label that you want to hit. And similarly, the to underscore methods to use to actually store the data as well. So either or will definitely be fine. The read or the to can definitely work, right? So if we go down to the tutorial here, we know how this works. With a Titanic, basically on the Titanic passing the data, right? Read CSV actually shows this up, and you type in data frame. You actually can knock this out with ease. And you have all these examples here that you're actually trying to dig below. So let's go back there and let's look at the to and see how this works. To CSV, you have a reader and then you have a writer. So read basically deals with reading the data set. To involves editing the data set that's on there below. So that's basically what to basically is about. Now selecting the subset of a table, basically filtering rows or columns. You can slice and extract the data. You can definitely get it set up in pandas, right? This is how they would set it up. You have the read CSV in the head, and if you try to basically get a subset set up, you can get a bunch of examples that actually shows this here and dealing with the shape, which we have done based on my data sets here to actually show what specifics that you need to get. So if you want to look at certain columns, go type in the column inside of the bracket and it'll be able to actually show you that column literally below. And the type can actually explain to that. Data frame, same thing. And for more information, you guys can just look into those things below. Creating a plot in pandas. It has the setup there, which you can go down to your introduction tutorial here. Pandas PD matplotlib.pyplot. Knock it all down, get a quick visual check, PLT show, knock this out. If you get an error quality, get like label dataset.plot, you be able to plot basically some of the graphs that you see, and then you put PLT.show, you knock this out. And you have all these various examples that you definitely look here, but at least I'm providing a source that you'll be able to actually take the time to actually review this stuff alone and actually dig into further detail. Now, create new columns right from existing columns, right? You got stuff that's there, import pandas. Get all the stuff that's there, read CSV, air quality, do the usual stuff that's there, knock it out. Summary statistics. How do we do it? Introduction, read CSV, get the head down, and then you want to get a similar column and compute the mean, compute the standard deviation, or what a computation that will be, median, the descriptions, however it may be, and you get the aggregate scores, aggregating statistics that's grouped. It's basically some simple commands that you can definitely do. You can definitely read those things yourself and dig more into it. Now, reshaping layers, melting and pivoting, right? So you can use the melting formula and the pivot formula as well to actually dig more into it and to actually go dig into the instruction tutorial to actually go further in, which we see you sort, get it all set up, get it along the wide, get it all sorted from there, get the value set up, whole 9 yards, and then we see all these outcomes that you see below, pivoted, air quality, we go back. Combining data from multiple tables, right? If you want to combine this stuff that's there, air quality, PV, CSV, this guy, air quality number 2 with the location, get the heads up in there, PM25 you would have to set up there. Now combine them, do a PD concat formula with no axis. This is where your outcome would be. Concat function performs concentrated connotation operates in multiple tables along the axes, where y's con y's. So you basically combine the 2 tables into one. That's what concat does, right? So if you combine the rows of inputs, this is what we would get, as well as the labels and parameters. And you do joint tables that are there, get it all knocked out, air quality head, get them all set up, get done, boom, right there. And time series data, this is a very fun one. Time index data, date time, UTC time, which we have. If you do date time properties, they'll be able to actually show it there. 2.date time, basically you're able to write data. That's what 2 basically means. Okay, and you can see all this stuff here below, and you get a time step that's there. They see what the time step is for a minimum and a max. You get that down, you get the day of the month, weekday, as well as plotting the hours, and we get the plot that's here. You get a date time index using the pivot function, basically shaping the data table, each of the measurement locations as a separate column, which they have those down below. Date time index, same exact thing. NO2 values with the differences from whatever date they have to the endpoint. Now resampling, right? We sample the time series to another frequency. You have this code right here that actually shows that outcome, and you use the code resample as a group operation, where you do with a time-based grouping using a string that defines the target frequency and requires an aggregation function, which could be like a statistical computation, right? And that's how we knock this stuff out. All right. Now, and last but not least, manipulating textual data. Get them all stuff. You get the stuff that's shown, basically showing manipulating classification data that's shown there. And you make characters lowercase, which they can definitely do. You do surname split that they have below. Get the split there, get all the strings, and you get the numbers, and you get countess. Basically try to manipulate some stuff here. See which one got the longest name. All they're going to do is actually compute the length of the strings that's shown. You have that example. And they would have replacing values and males and however it may be. Get these stuff organized. You can definitely look at it on your own freedom below. Now, you got all this other software that manipulates the tabular data. Basically dealing with data.frame using tidyverse. And SQL already know the whole ordeal and how these things work. And for more information when it comes to pandas and see how these things works, go to 10 Minutes of Pandas, Pandas Cheat Sheets Community Tutorials. We'll go here We have a very short introduction that's very elementary there. If you go scroll all these things down below and you take a moment to read these ordeals, right, and see how they work, right? All of these literally below, take a moment to actually try to read and study if you can. If you want to try and learn it, if it's able to, it's just kind of look for you. Or if you actually get stuck with some code that you're looking trying to figure out, always gloss back to this site right here and try to see how pandas fully works before you're able to actually try to move forward. Because Python is very quick and very easy to code, a lot faster if you know how to try to master, if you know how to fully understand, actually read certain ordeals and understand how these codes work. So with that, Chris and Paul will be signing out in their Chronicles tonight. Y'all take care. Deuces, deuces, deuces. Pandas.pydata.org. Go dig into the site.